What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So in this video I'm going to be covering part 2 on Kayn. I actually did the first part, it would have been on Thursday, so now it's Sunday and we are on part 2, which is pretty quick, pretty good for me actually as well, all things considered. So format of the video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with his actual spotlight. I'll hold my hands up here now. I probably should have done this in part 1, I know, but we are where we are. So I'm going to start off with his actual spotlight, then I'm going to move into his story. After that I'm going to review his skins, then I'm going to do his second login theme, and then I'm going to finish off with his special interactions. Now he's got I think 3 special skin interactions. I'm going to be doing 2 of them. I'm going to substitute the third one out because there's only so much special interactions people can take. I'm going to substitute this out with the actual spotlight from Magic Carp Use Fly. There's a couple of possibilities there, but I've decided to go for that one. So yeah, that's kind of the format of the video. I'll timestamp the whole thing as I always do. And yeah, without further ado, let's get into it.
This is Kayn, the Shadow Reaper. Kayn's not alone. The scythe he wields is possessed by a Darkin named Rost. Each time Kayn steps onto the rift, he has to fight Rost for...
Do you see what I mean? So in part 1, I actually thought that this was 2 separate skins. 11 seconds. 11 seconds of the spotlight, and that question has been answered. It's not his skin.
Control.
Oh well.
Inevitably, one will consume the other. You choose the victor. Welcome to the Kayn Champion Spotlight.
Alright, skills. Skills. Okay.
Kayn's passive is the Darkin Scythe. At some point during each game, Kayn transforms into either the Shadow Assassin or the Darkin.
Ooh, okay.
For Kayn to conquer and destroy Rost, he must become the Shadow Assassin by damaging ranged champions. Meanwhile, fighting melee champions will empower Rost, which enables him to take over Kayn's body and transform into the Darkin.
Okay.
Once either form has won, return to base to attain your final form. This process will amplify most of your active abilities, as well as replace the Darkin Scythe passive with an entirely new one based on the form you took.
Cool.
The Shadow Assassin's new passive deals significant bonus damage during the first few seconds of combat with champions, while the Darkin heals for a chunk of all ability damage dealt to champions. No matter which form wins, you can simply wait a few minutes to choose the loser instead. Kayn's Q is Reaping Slash. Kayn dashes, then swings his scythe in a circle. Both the dash and slash damage all enemies they hit. This ability deals bonus damage to monsters. If Rost wins the struggle, Reaping Slash deals bonus % health damage against all enemies except minions. Kayn's W is Blade's Reach. Kayn rears back and slashes in a line, damaging and slowing all struck enemies. If Kayn becomes the Shadow Assassin, the range is increased and a living shadow will strike for him, allowing Kayn to move freely after casting. If the Darkin is in control, Blade's Reach will knock up its foes.
Knock up.
Kayn's E is Shadow Step,
wow,
which grants a burst of movement speed and the ability to walk through any terrain for a few moments. When he first enters terrain, he'll receive a heal and significantly extend the duration of Shadow Step. However, the extended duration won't be granted if Kayn's in combat with enemy champions. As a Shadow Assassin, Kayn gains additional movement speed and immunity to slows when activating Shadow Step.
I am everywhere.
Nearby enemy champions will be alerted of Kayn's presence while he's inside the terrain. Because the base duration of Shadow Step is rather short, make sure you're close enough to a wall to actually phase through and extend the duration.
That would be embarrassing, wouldn't it?
When you plan out your ganks as Kayn, think about how you can use Shadow Step to invent creative jungle and ganking routes. You have completely unique pathing as Kayn, and learning that is extremely important. Even the rift itself isn't big enough to hold back the Shadow Reaper. Kayn's ultimate...
What? Surely dies though. Surely dies. Oh.
Is Umbral Trespass. When activated, Kayn leaps inside an enemy champion he's recently damaged. While Kayn's ghost riding his whip, he's untargetable and has the option to jump out early. Upon exiting his host, he deals massive damage to the target. In Shadow Assassin form, the cast range is increased, and it refreshes the bonus damage from his passive. As a Darkin, Umbral Trespass's base damage is replaced with max health damage, and heals Kayn based on his target's max health as well. Basically, use it to chomp on tanks. When you trespass into an enemy, it's like they're a train and you're the world's scariest freight hopper. You go wherever they go, and then you kill the train.
Even Zed would be impressed.
Maybe.
Regardless of which form you gain
That's
access
crazy.
to first,
I can't
think
believe
about
that.
which of Kayn's transformations will benefit your team the most in the mid to late game. Does the enemy team have a lot of squishy carries you can burst? If so, go Assassin. Or if they have big bruisers and your team is lacking crowd control, consider choosing the Darkin's Slayer.
Take a look at this!
As
Got you.
Kayn, you're the only champ that can fully change roles in the middle of a game.
Which is crazy. I mean, they're taking it to the next level out there. Not only is this character, you know, two people in one, in essence, he's possessed, but also has some element of control. He's two characters in one game, or in the game as well. And he has multiple abilities. And he can change between the both characters in game as well. Okay.
Choose wisely. The Shadow Assassin excels at flanking and picking off high priority targets when they least expect it. Use Blade's Reach to engage, then dive into the Reaping Slash and dodge their big abilities with your ultimate.
There was a time to run, but you...
Yeah, that's a good point as well, that his ability can dodge their abilities as well, can't it? What did he say there? Let me get that right.
Use Blade's Reach to engage, then dive into the Reaping Slash and dodge their big abilities with your ultimate.
Yeah, so his ultimate not only is damaging, but it allows him to block or dodge any of their abilities as well.
There was a time to run,
Cool.
but you missed it.
The Darkin is, just like in his lore, real strong against assassins. Between his built-in sustain and crowd control abilities, the demonic force is extremely hard to kill. When the situation gets tight, you can heal up with a carefully timed trespass, then knock up your pursuers and slip away into a wall.
I love that. He basically just run into a wall. I bet Aurelian Sol is jealous, because Aurelian Sol can kind of like traverse through the whole map as well, can't he? But this seems to be better. If you ask me, Rast's ability, or should I say Kayn's ability to be able to move through walls, seems to be better.
Armed and ready.
Thanks for tuning in to the Kayn Champion Spotlight.
Why?
Click the links below or I'll eat your soul.
Why Timo? Why Timo? I don't know why that's so funny. But it is. So yeah, no, that was really good. Really good to actually go through his actual spotlight. I think if I go back right to the beginning, it mentions there, doesn't it? It mentions, let me find it here.
Rost. Each time Kayn steps onto the rift, he has to fight Rost for control.
Right, so I'm glad that cleared that up. It's not his skins, it's obviously the mechanics of the character as well. And I like that. I like the versatility of Kayn. Based on who he attacks, if it's ranged or I think if it's like a tanky opponents, he then changes into either the assassin version or the darkin version, which each have their own separate abilities and stats as well, which is really cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to the story, and then I'm going to start looking at the skins and I'm going to review them. So let's go. So, The Blade of Millennia by Michael McCarthy. This is pretty cool, actually, this drawing of Kayn. It almost reminds me of if Rast was like actually separated from Kayn. This is how it'd look, like a skeleton of his like former self, if that makes sense. Anyways, let's actually move on to the story. So, Kayn stood confidently in the shadow of the Noctori, surrounded by dead soldiers, and smiled at the irony. These triumphal arches of Darkstone were raised to honour the strength of Noxus, to install fear and to demand fealty from all who passed beneath them. Now this one was a tombstone, a momentum to false strength and arrogance, and a symbol of the fallen warriors' own fear turned against them. Kayn relished fear, he counted on it. It was a weapon, and as his brothers in the Order of the Shadow had mastered their katana and their shuriken, Kayn had mastered fear. I think he said in one of his in special interactions, his weapon is fear. He basically mastered all the weapons, and yeah, his main weapon actually is fear itself. I think it was something like that. Anyway, But as he felt Noxian soil beneath him for the first time in years, amid the enemy soldiers slain and soon to be forgotten, there was unease. It hung in the air like the pressure before a storm, begging to be released. Nakuri, Kayn's fellow acolyte of the Order, reversed the grip of his blade and prepared for a more personal fight. To his credit, he almost managed to hide the tremor in his voice. "What's it going to be, brother?" Kayn said nothing. His hands rested empty on his sides. He knew he was in control. Even so, he felt a flickering sense of deja vu, like something out of a dream. It came in a flash and then it was gone. A voice rose from the empty space between them, a dark and hateful voice that echoed with the pain cries of 1,000 battlefields, daring each of them to act. Who will prove worthy? Okay, so that's what I'm going to call part 1. So let's move to part 2. Zed had summoned his greatest student. Spies of the Order had confirmed the disheartening rumours. The hated Noxians had discovered an ancient scythe of darkened origin, as powerful as any magic in Ionia, which was touched on in Kayn's bio. A single eye of crimson hate stared out from the heel of the blade, tempting the strongest of men to wield it in battle. Evidently, none had proved worthy. All who had touched it were quickly and painfully consumed by its malevolence, so it had been wrapped in chainmail and sackcloth, and secured by guarded cavern bound for the immortal bastion. All who had been touched by it were quickly and painfully consumed by its malevolence, so it had been wrapped in chainmail and sackcloth, and secured by a guarded caravan bound for the immortal bastion. Right, so the previous people who tried to wield it unsuccessfully. Shida Kayn knew what would be asked of him. This would be his final test. He had reached the outskirts of the coastal city of Vindor before he considered the journey's significance. Taking the fight to the enemy in their own lands was audacious, but so was Kayn. There was no other who could match his talents, none to whom Zed would entrust the fate of Ionia, and so there could be no doubt Kayn was destined for greatness. He set his trap shortly before sunset. The approaching caravan was just visible in the distance as whips of dust rising in the orange sky. Ample time to dispatch the 3 guards at the Nextoria. He moved in silence across the archway, lengthening shadows as the first guard paced out of patrol. Kayn summoned his shadow magic and stepped into the black stone wall as if there were a passage only open to him, which obviously is from his spotlight. What an amazing ability as well. He could see the guards in silhouette, grasping their pikes tightly with both hands. He lunged from the edifice cloaked in shadow, and snuffed the life from the second guard with his bare hands, before the third could even react. Kayn dissolved into tendrils of pure darkness and darted across the cobbled road, reforming in front of his victim. In a flash, he wrenched the man's head around, snapping his neck with ease. Ooh, okay. The first guard heard the bodies fall, lifeless and limp, and turned towards Kayn. Run. The assassin smiled, taking time to relish the moment. Okay. It paralyzes, does it not? He hissed, slipping into the shade of the Nextoria once more, with fear. He rose from the quaking soldier's own shadow. Really like what I've seen from Zed in terms of Zed's abilities. This is the part where you run, Noxian. Tell others what you have witnessed here. The soldier threw down his pike and sprinted for the safety of Vindor. He didn't get far. Clad in robes every bit as dark as Kayn's, Nakuri leapt from behind the Nextoria and plunged his katana into the belly of the fleeing soldier. The other acolyte locked eyes with Kayn. The vaulted strength of Noxus? Such delusion. I knew you were impetuous, brother, Kayn spat, but this? Follow me all the way, hoping to share in my glory? I wonder if this guy's a champion as well. I'm sure he probably is. Anyways, there was no time for further admonishment. They could hear the caravan of soldiers approaching. Get out of sight, Tori. I will deal with you later. If you survive. Okay, that's good. That's good. So it sounds like obviously one of his brothers, in terms of brothers of the Order of the Shadow. Yeah, we shall see. We'll see what happens. So, the long shadow of twilight hit the bodies until the approaching soldiers were almost beneath the grand arch. Hold, the first outrider cried, drawing his sword. Fan out, now. Confusion set in among the others as they left their horses, and for the first time, Kayn laid eyes on the cargo. It was just as Zed had described, wrapped in chainmail and sackcloth and strapped in the back of a sturdy Valorian steed. Patience was a virtue that Nakuri did not possess, and he heedlessly dove for the nearest soldier. Kayn now selected his targets carefully, and so struck with precision at the lead outrider, felling him with his own sword. He turned again to the Vindorian, but the scythe was gone. No, he had come too far to fail. Kayn, Nakuri yelled as he cut down one soldier after another. Behind you! A desperate Noxian had freed the weapon, its red eye now revealed and glowing with inhuman rage. The soldier's own eye grew wide as he swung its vicious arcs at his own comrades. He was clearly not in control, trying in vain to release the scythe. The rumours were true. Calling again for his own magic, Kayn dove into the withering Noxian's dark and corrupted flesh. For the briefest moments he saw through the eyes of the ageless being, witnessing millennia of inflicted pain and suffering, screams and lamentations. This thing was death reborn again and again. What else did he expect? It was the purest evil, and it had to be stopped. He burst from what was left of the Noxian, the soldier's flesh having wrapped into scales of hardened carapace that shattered into black shards and choking dust. All that remained was the scythe, its eye now closed. Kayn reached for it as Nakuri dispatched the last of their enemies. Brother, stop, the acolyte cried, flicking blood from his katana. What are you doing? You saw what it can do. It must be destroyed. Right. Okay, it's pretty interesting actually, because I presume then maybe Zed sent him out on this mission to destroy it, and Kayn's obviously decided to do something different. Kayn faced him. No, it is mine. I wonder if they're going to fight. The two of them drew up, neither willing to back down. Beyond the city boundaries, warning bells began to toll. The moments seemed to stretch out. Nakuri reversed the grip of his blade. So this ties in nice. Okay, so this is the chapter 1 basically. Right at the beginning it mentioned this, didn't it? Nakuri reversed the grip of his blade. What's it going to be, brother? Ooh, okay. The scythe spoke to Kayn. Then it seemed as if it was echoing in his mind, and yet the other accolade's widening eyes showed he had heard it too. Who will prove worthy? Kayn conjured fingers of darkness and snatched up the weapon, lifting it into the night and spinning it into his waiting hands. It felt like a part of him, like it had always been a part of him, as if he alone was born to wield it. He spun it with a comfortable flourish and levelled the blade towards Nakuri's throat. Do what you must. Wow. Okay, so I think the bold is Rust, I think, speaking to him. But what's interesting there is, it said here, who will prove worthy? But it seems like his brother, Nakuri, actually heard it too. The scythe spoke to Kayn, then it seemed as if it was echoing in his mind, and yet the other acolyte's widening eyes showed he had heard it too. Creepy. Now that is creepy. So I like actually the name of it as well, because it's mentioned there that when Kayn looked at the blade, he realised that this was pure evil, and it had been pure evil for such a long period of time as well. So it ties in nicely, doesn't it? The blade of millennia, obviously indicating how long it's been around and how evil it has been as well. But also I like how I'm going to call him his younger brother. His younger brother followed him. He didn't necessarily trust him. He wanted to make sure that he fulfilled Zed's mission, and he was right to actually follow him, because you can clearly see here that Kayn, in his overconfidence, believed that he could control Rust, which to a certain point he can, but by the sounds of it here, not fully, because he's going to kill his shadow brother, by the sounds of it. So I wonder if Nakuri, should I say, is I wonder if he is a champion. Let's find out. So before I get into the skins, that was really good actually, really good. Before I get into the skins, let me find out if he is a champion. Let's find out. So let's go. I'm going to be doing a part 2 of Mordekaiser soon. I haven't forgot. Part 2 is coming soon. So, no, he is... No, he's not. Interesting. So he isn't a champion. Okay, that's interesting. So by the sounds of it, he's going to fight his shadow brother. He's going to kill him because the blade Rast tells him that he's not worthy. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move on to Kayn's skins, and then I'm going to get into his special interactions. So let's go. Okay, so Kayn the Shadow Reaper. Let's have a look at his skins. Oh, is that all he's got? 3 skins. Come on now. So we have his original skin. We have Soul Hunter. Cool name. Soul Hunter skin. Okay, nice. Okay, I like that. That's nice. I like his hair as well. Looks cool with the white hair. Okay. And we have the Odyssey skin as well. Wow. Okay, that's kind of epic. That's kind of epic. So, that is annoying. I thought it would have had more than 3 skins. A character as cool as and interesting as Kayn, I thought it'd have a little bit more than at least 2 alternate skins. But there we go. Both of them are pretty good. But if I had to pick one, it would have to be this Odyssey one. This is really good. I like his design. I like the gold. I'm loving the actual his scythe as well. That looks really good. Yeah, that would be my pick. So that ties in kind of nicely actually with what I'm going to be doing next, because I'm going to be going through his Darkin special interactions and also his Odyssey interactions. So which one shall I do first? Let's start off with his Odyssey interactions, since we've obviously looked at this Odyssey skin. So let's go.
Can the others hear me?
I don't think so.
So, you sound like a lunatic. Excellent.
Okay. With that electric guitar. Oh, drum.
So we're allies, are we? Fine.
Stop talking to them, idiot.
Oh, good. Insults. That's the way to make friends. Rost, why are you trembling?
It's nothing, Kayn. Nothing at all.
The crew of the Morning Star, here and ready to die.
Remember, leave the Templar alive.
Yes, whatever.
I can feel them, Kayn. Those troublesome little rats.
So we kill them all.
Eventually, yes. What exactly are they the master of?
Dying, being dead, both.
Does that gaudy crest serve as a shield?
No.
Interesting.
Whoa, what's this music? In fact, I've just remembered, I don't know how I've done this, I forgot to do his login theme. So after the Odyssey, I'm going to do his login theme, and then I'm going to move on to his second special interactions. Completely forgot, but this music here, what is this music?
Why is that
Is this his login theme? We'll find out soon enough, but I'm sure it isn't.
girl staring at me?
She is attracted to our violence.
Oh. Malphite, what a loyal dog you are.
Dogs die every day.
At last, Sona. The secrets of the Aura Gate will be mine.
Yes, yours.
Captain Yasuo, why don't you tell me where you're hiding the Templar?
And then die.
Okay. This music's epic.
So you're that disgraced
Okay.
miner, Ziggs.
Not even good enough for the B team. Come and play, Jinx.
Oh, that Jinx. Okay.
So much flesh to rend, Malphite. Sona, you will open the gate.
Face me, Captain. Face me and die. You should never have come here, Ziggs.
Ziggs. Okay.
Did those two seem familiar?
I think I'm having an existential crisis. I admit she was cute.
Oh, are you kidding me? If If only they all had that much flesh.
Oh, Rost, no.
I told you to leave her alive.
Change of plans. First your brother, then you. It's poetic, really.
Erupt! How splendid!
I think some got on me.
One less subject to rule, right, Kayn?
The Empire thanks you.
As do I.
Good job. What's next?
That murder reminded me of home.
How sweet. Is there anyone left who can keep up with me?
That sounded wet. Was it organs? Was it blood?
Oh.
Right down the middle. I win.
Wow. Okay.
It's like they were never there.
Get off my planet, get out of my galaxy, and stay dead.
Okay. Okay.
High five, Rost.
Down low. Oh, I don't have hands. I'm mature.
Better dead than dumb.
Are they taunting us?
And I thought you were a drama queen.
If you run, you won't see me stab you.
Do your people consider that funny?
We do not.
I won't let you die that easily.
I appreciate the thought.
I'm sure you do.
I don't trust how easily you brought me back to life.
Would you rather stay dead?
No.
Nope.
Wait, how are we still alive?
That would ruin the surprise.
There is power locked inside you, Rost, and I will have it.
Oh good, more empty threats. You know how much I love them. With the aura you wield, we could destroy everything.
With all the stupid things you say, we could fill a library.
Kill them, King. Show me the power of a future emperor.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please.
This world will be the first step on my road to conquest.
Evil chuckles.
What a beautiful body.
How cool is that?
What's happening?
I lied.
What is this?
The Dark Star.
Yeah.
Give your flesh to me. Kayn is gone. What is left is ruination. Bear witness to the Dark Star. Bear witness to Rust. What an honor, King, to watch me slaughter everything you wish to rule. It turns out the Scythe was evil and wants to annihilate all reality.
We already knew that.
Who could have guessed?
Exactly. We already knew that.
Your test has ended. I am victorious. I am the Herald of Oblivion. I am Ra.
Do you know what? I wish that was a skin though. This here. This looks so good, doesn't it? So good. I'm still a little bit annoyed you only had two skins. Yeah, this one looks really cool.
Fast.
Oh well.
Are you watching, my sovereign? We are but humble servants. I'm gonna use that mastery to... Are you watching, my sovereign?
Dark Star Thresh. Wow. So I've had quite a few requests to actually cover Thresh. I've not obviously done a review on him yet. I will do at some point. But already he's, for me, one of the most interesting characters in League of Legends. Really interesting. Or at least I find him interesting, should I say. And yeah, wow, Darkstar Thresh. Just looking, that looks amazing. Already that looks amazing. So yeah, I pause here because I'm going to say I will be doing Darkstar, or I will be doing a review on Thresh at some point soon. I'm getting quite a few requests to do that. And yeah, that Darkstar skin looks really good.
We are but humble servants. I'm gonna use that mastery to saw off your head.
Okay.
Mastery, the last twitch of a dying insect.
I hope he has an interaction with Aatrox. Come on.
Well now, I'm not familiar with your universe, but oh, how I could be. No! I'm not done praying yet! The Darkstar is mine, Thresh. Only Rust is worthy.
Looks so cool.
Jinx! Let's see who can do the most damage. Malphite! So much flesh to carve. Face the monster you've unleashed, Sona! You will greet oblivion with joy, Yasuo! Ziggs, let's end this with a bang! It's all Ross now!
Evil laughter.
I'll let the rest of you in when I'm satisfied, and not a moment sooner. Don't worry, Thresh. Soon enough, we'll all join you. Sad little girl. You have no idea what violence truly means. The bigger they are, the louder they scream. I thank you, Templar, for dooming all of creation. The only odyssey awaiting you, Captain, is your own extinction. Your exploding body reminds me of other exploding bodies. More bodies. Give me more warm bodies.
Wow. Gee.
Oblivion is too good for you. Come back so I can tear you apart again. How many countless eons have I waited to kill? Too many. Squirm in your own steaming guts.
Ooh.
Rage! Rage against the dying of all light. Your pleasure was mine. And yet, there is so much wonderful work to do. Fear the coming of the dark.
Wait.
I will wash this universe clean. Such ecstasy, such resplendent horror. Such bravado. I must free it from your prison of flesh.
Come on.
I love peeling open the funny ones.
Where's Aatrox? Come on.
I am born again. It's too late for this universe. Rust will always return. Slay me as many times as you can. The Darkstar will not be contained. No. No!
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
The test is over, Rust. My time is now. Surrender yourself to me! Oh, Rost, you were holding out on me. This power feels so good! Universe, greet your Emperor, and no despair! Rusty boy, what is this energy?
What? Rusty boy. Okay.
I could rule over everything! I can feel aura coursing through my veins. This is sublime! My throne awaits! I can see it! I can see everything! Look at you, flashing that utterly average mastery for everyone to see. Everything belongs to me, Worm. Even that mastery. I'm everything you wanted and more, Jinx. Now fight! Come at me, dog! Rost can't save you now, Sona! You won't escape me this time, Captain. Come, Ziggs, test your new Emperor. No one will take my throne from me, not even me.
Okay.
How sad. You would have made an excellent concubine. Now play dead. Who's a good boy? Goodbye, Templar, and thank you for control of the universe. If you want my personal opinion, Hasaki is a really sad choice of last words.
No idea what that means.
Isn't this better than dying alone on some backwater? You can answer later. But I digress. Who are you again? So easy. It's all so easy. Did you see that, Rost? Rost? Didn't you know I'm the Emperor, so I win? I will take on all challengers to my throne. You could never hope to stop me, but I love that you tried. Hail Kayn, the all-conquering! All will bow to my greatness! Rejoice! Your Emperor is here! You poor fool. You've just made a grave mistake. You find that funny? What a small, insignificant speck you are. My legacy doesn't die here. Did you miss me? I know I did. I will live forever!
Right. Okay. So that was really good. Odyssey Kayn special interactions, really good. I did actually want to see him interact with Aatrox. I'd love to see them interactions, which we didn't get. Maybe we might get another interactions, but not in this one. Anyways, no, really good to see, obviously, the interactions of Shadow Kayn, also interactions where Rast fully takes over here as well, and then the interactions between both of them. And for me, what makes Kayn so special is this part here, the interactions between him and Rast.
Oh, are you kidding me?
They're what I like.
If only they all had that much flesh.
Ugh, Rost, no.
Yeah, that for me is what makes Kayn unique and interesting, the interactions between both of them. So obviously when one of them's in control, whether it be Rast or Kayn, it's cool, they are interesting, but what makes him stand out for me is the interactions. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, I can't believe I forgot the login screen. I'm going to go back, do the login screen, Then I'm going to do the second special interactions. I think, I mean, looking at this now, this is what, 15 minutes long, so I don't know if I really want to be going through another interaction. I might actually put something else in. We shall see. But for now, I'm going to go through the login screen, and then I'm going to move on to the actual second special interactions. So, let's go. Ooh, reload. Reload! That was mad. I love this bit. Love it. Yeah. I actually quite like that abrupt ending as well. Yeah, I kind of like that as well. So what I want to say with this, the first thing I want to say is, I'm sure, maybe wrong, but I'm sure this whole, whatever this is, 1 minute, almost 1 minute 40 seconds, I'm sure this makes up part of the section of the original login theme, which is the Shadow Reaper, the blue one. And if it doesn't, there's definitely elements, a lot of elements of this in terms of its sound is very similar to the first one as well. But the standout has got to be the actual imagery. Whoo! Wow. So we got a little bit of it in his champion teaser. We got that in his champion teaser where it showed obviously him coming out of Sion. But how it does it, and to the drop, and then you obviously get here. Let me just take the volume off. How he does it, and then obviously here you get Darius obviously going for his axe. And obviously there's a theme there, isn't there, that he was Noxian, but he hates Noxians for what they did to him as a child. So this kind of makes sense. He's obviously fighting the typical Noxian champions. So he's obviously taking out Sion and possibly looking to take out Darius as well. Yeah, that image is just on point. I like the subtle animation as well as we get it over Rast. Yeah, everything about it looks really, really good. With the background, obviously, a burning city as well. Wow. Okay, so apologies for actually getting that mixed up. I did plan to do this one before the actual special interactions, but there we go. We got mixed up. So what I'm going to be doing now, is I'm going to be moving on to the second special interactions, and then I'm going to finish off with his actual spotlight from Magikarp Used Fly. So, okay, so I've paused here because I decided to not do the second special interactions. After looking at what I've done in this first one on Odyssey, there was some nice actual interactions showing Shadow Kayn and also the full Rast version of Kayn as well. So based off that and the time I've actually done on this video, I decided against actually putting in the second special interactions.
俺の得意技よ。よーし。
What is going on?
Welcome to League of Legends Actual Champion Spotlight, featuring
That was impressive. That was impressive.
Kayn, the Shadow Reaper. Hey everyone, it's your favorite League of Legends YouTuber, Magikarp used low quality content. Yes, I know, it's been a while since I made one of these, and that's because every time I log into this fucking game, it reminds me of how shitty my life has become. But regardless, you guys need the knowledge of every champion in the game, or else you'd be stuck with Bricky's So You Wanna Main videos, and that's just... That just doesn't sound like a fun time at all. So you've come to me, the master, the guy who's gonna teach you all the ins and outs of...
Slight dig there. You've come to me, the master. Ooh, shots fired.
This champion, so you can feel like you're a better player than you actually are. I mean, do you know how hard it is to get a fucking D- in this game? Who else are you gonna go to learn about this champion? The fucking League of Legends wiki page? Oh boy, look at all those tips and tricks. Oh shit. So this is Kayn, or Kanye if you have dyslexia. He's an edgelord according to every fucking person that plays this game.
Cool and edgy evil. Edgy as hell, and I love it, man. Edgy champion.
Probably the edgiest. Kayn is edgy. Edgelord's edge.
Edges.
Edgelord.
But in reality, he's just a schizophrenic champion that's constantly peer pressured into changing his image. Because Kayn has two different forms, Shadow Assassin and the I Just Want an Aatrox rework form. You've got dashes, and ult that says
Eat lane. Aatrox basically, innit?
fuck you to any ADC, and the ability to walk through a fucking wall. It's like Riot gave the creator of Bard the chance to make one ability, and he was like, ooh, I'm gonna fuck shit up. Each form has their own strengths and weaknesses. You pick Shadow Assassin when the enemy team has a lot of squishy targets that you want to pop, and you pick Rost every fucking time. Rost is just way better than Shadow Assassin as of right now. Maybe in a couple of months, Shadow Assassin might get 2 to 3 buffs, and every champion would get nerfed into the ground to the point where fucking Nunu is played as a goddamn AD carry, and even then, you'd still pick Rost. You know what? Hold on, I can fix this. Yep, there you go. That's about right. With Rost, you get heals, you get crowd control, and you still deal a bunch of damage. As Shadow Assassin, you just pop like a fucking balloon so goddamn easily, to the point where it's hard to even get your damage out without fucking dying.
I have the power of God and anime on my side!
Either form is better than base Kayn, because base Kayn sucks so much fucking ass. Which, you know, makes sense when your transformations are strong as shit, but Jesus Christ, this guy is like a fucking wet noodle. Most of the time, you'll be constantly throwing yourself at the enemy team just so you can get enough points in order to get to your form because of your passive, the Darkened Sight. While you're in combat with another champion, you gain these orbs that you automatically collect throughout the game. If you deal more damage to ranged champions, you become the Shadow Assassin. And if you deal more damage to melee champions, you become Rost. Both having different abilities and a new passive. All of his abilities sound like some fucking 12-year-old who's really into anime came up with all the goddamn ability names. Reaping slash attack, Blades reach, Shadow Step, activate, Umbral Trespass, anime! If you choose to become the Shadow Assassin, whenever you deal damage to a champion, you then deal an extra 12 to 44% bonus magic damage for the next 3 seconds, resetting after 8 seconds when out of combat. This is where most of his upfront damage comes from, but you have to use it wisely since you'll only have 3 seconds to fight with it before having your damage almost cut by half, and then have to wait for it to come back again before trying to delete someone. Rost, on the other hand, is a bruiser, a tank, and an assassin put into one that heals with the amount of damage he deals on his spells. So every ability that he uses heals himself for 26 to 43% of the damage based on his level, which is fucking insane. Look at that. It's fucking ridiculous. Oh, fuck you. The whole transformation thing is a cool twist on a champion, but if you get behind, you're just fucked. You're screwed beyond belief because you'll be stuck as your base form for the longest time and just feel completely useless for a majority of the game. Not only that, but your transformation depends on how much damage you've dealt to either a melee or ranged enemy. And you can't even tell which one you've dealt more damage to in order to see which form you'll be getting first. You do have the option of changing into the other form, but you have to wait 4 fucking minutes in order to pick the other one, which is complete bullshit. There will be times where you'll get Shadow Assassin instead of Rost when you want Rost because Rost is fucking amazing, and you have to wait out the time stuck as base Kayn for 4 extra minutes, which sucks major ass. Oh my, what the fuck? I'm dead. I'm dead again. I'm gonna fucking die again. I got Shadow Assassin. I got finally. God damn.
Hey.
22 minutes. I'm coming. I'm done.
22 minutes.
Hate this game. I fucking hate this game. Your Q is Reaping Slash. You dash forward and spin around like a pretty ballerina princess, dealing damage on both the dash and the spin, plus it can be used to go over edges. When you're a Shadow Assassin, nothing changes besides getting increased damage to jungle camps, which is something that Rost also gets. But when you're Rost, your damage changes to now scale with 50% of your AD and an extra 5% max health damage to whoever you hit. Fucking even this Cho'Gath, see, look at this. Look at this healing. Reaping Slash! You know what? I bet he doesn't even have a Crunchyroll subscription using codename Darkmane. I bet he doesn't even save 10% off of Loot Crate using codename Bricky using lootcrate.com/Bricky. I bet he doesn't even own one of my fidget spinners in my online merch store, link in the description. I bet he doesn't even use audible.com to download your favorite audiobooks to get your first month free using codename H3H3. I bet he doesn't even turn off ad blocks so that he doesn't have to watch a mid-roll ad.
Excellent.
Summoner's War. Who's that character?
Yeah, I died in that fight. That's just because I'm a maverick. Be unique, be a maverick. Champion sucks. Picking Rost over Shadow Assassin becomes even more apparent when you include your W Blade's reach. You deal damage in a straight line in front of you, slowing people hit by 60%, with its damage scaling with 120% of your bonus attack damage. This is your only form of CC as base Kayn, and so you have to use it wisely whenever you're ganking. The activation time is a little awkward, and you plant yourself in one spot, so you have to make sure that it lands if you want to secure a kill with him. Shadow Assassin makes this move a little bit easier since you can move around after using it, plus its range is increased by 200 and dealing an additional 10% of your bonus AD. You can use Blade's reach and then immediately use your Q afterwards, or just move around, which makes it a lot easier to gap close on your enemies and keep your character constantly moving. When you're in Rost form, you knock up everyone hit for 1 second. This is one of the biggest reasons why people use this form instead of Shadow Assassin. You get to add more CC to your team, and if you hit multiple people with the ability, you also gain a bunch of health back, which means you'll be able to survive most team fights because of this spell. You still plant yourself to the ground when you use it, but the extra utility you give to your team with it is really, really fucking good. Shadow Step is your E, and if you talk to anyone about the champion, it's the skill that everyone gets pissed off about the most. I quit.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'm done playing League of Legends. Whenever you activate the ability, you gain 40% bonus movement speed, and you can then walk through any terrain on the map. Not only that, but you also heal yourself. That scales with 40% of your attack damage. How going into a wall gives you health, I have no fucking clue, but the heal is goddamn ridiculous. Plus, whenever you walk into the wall and haven't received any damage, the ability stays active for 5 to 9 more seconds, so you can really cover a lot of ground with it when you max out the ability. It's a really great spell to get onto their backline more easily, and it's really great whenever you go for a gank. Rost doesn't get any special effects from the ability, but when you transform to Shadow Assassin, you become immune to any slows whenever you walk into a wall, and you also gain 70% extra fucking movement speed, which is extremely goddamn fast. It becomes extremely easy to get onto their backline and kill whatever squishy target you can get your hands on. But the only problem is when you use your Shadow Step to get onto the backline, you also use one of your best escapes in order to get there. So after you're done deleting someone, you can't get out unless you try to use your Q to get the fuck away. The only other way that you have to not get immediately deleted is with your ultimate move, Umbral Trespass.
I go hard in the anime pussy, bitch. I go hard in the anime pussy, bitch. Anime brick squad.
Oh.
Whenever you damage an enemy champion, you can then activate your ult, making Kayn go inside of them for up to 2.5 seconds, becoming untargetable, and when the duration is done, you come back out of the champion and deal 150 to 350 physical damage, scaling with 150% of your bonus AD, which, to be honest, really it doesn't deal a lot of damage. You'll mostly be using it as a way to dodge any form of CC from the enemy team, but if you get locked down, you won't be able to use it, and more than likely, you'll just fucking die. You can also reactivate the ult earlier, so then you can get out faster, plus you can also choose what direction you want to exit out of. They did buff the damage on Shadow Form and base Kayn, but the damage you deal with it fucking sucks ass, especially when you're base Kayn. And when you use it, if the enemy team is smart, they'll just bring you over to the rest of the team so they could gangbang you since you follow your target wherever they go. You know, you gotta admit that this guy's dance is actually pretty fucking cool.
Hit that bitch with the uwu. Hit that bitch with the uwu. Hit that bitch with the uwu.
As Shadow Assassin, you gain 200 bonus range on the spell, so you can ult from farther away. Plus, your ult also resets your passive. So once you come down from it, you can then Q back into the enemy team to deal a bunch of AoE damage, and probably die again. The good thing about recording games like this is that you don't get to see that I died 15 times in this game. However, using your ult as Ross is goddamn fucking mother shitting fuck my ass. You deal 10% of your target's maximum health as damage along with 13% per 100 of your bonus attack damage. That was a really difficult sentence to say. And then heal yourself for 70% of the damage that you deal. That is fucking intense.
Yeah, it's pretty clear which one's the better version.
If you ult your tank with just a quarter of your health left, you'll gain almost a full bar of health back from just that alone. Comboing that with your W when you get out and your Q or using your E, you'll almost always come out of fight with a bunch of health still available. Going Ross, you become so much more confident and willing to start off a team fight just from how much health you'll gain back from it. From how much I've been playing Kayn, I can honestly see him being a pretty good pick once people get the hang of him. If he doesn't get behind or get punished really hard in the jungle and can get some ganks off so he can transform into Ross, he's so amazingly good. The amount of damage you deal and how much you can heal at the same time is fucking disgusting, which makes going Shadow Assassin just
disgusting.
kind of shitty. At almost no point is there a reason to go Shadow Assassin when you could just be Ross and offer so much more for your team. The only problem with Kayn is just getting to that point. Dueling with him as base Kayn versus almost any other fucking champion sucks shit. But if you can get to a lane and KS a couple of kills or help out by hitting some people a couple of times to get your transformation, you become such a fucking monster. Because you want to be a monster, so then that way you can use code CARP to get 10% off your next monster purchase. Go over to Patreon, donate money to me so I can buy 20 different houses without making a video, and also buy my merch, sign up with Alpha Draft, use TheReelSym.
Did I see that right? I buy a house. Oh man, that's good.
You want to be a monster, so then that way you can use code CARP to get 10% off your next monster purchase. Go over to Patreon, donate money to me so I can buy 20 different houses without making a video, and also buy my merch, sign up with Alpha Draft, use TheReelSym, become a member on Discord using the link in the description, grab an Ironside PC, use code send me money, I'm broke, that's why I'm making this video at Video Blocks, and also this is the last champion spotlight I'm ever going to make. Bye. Squeeze.
So that was really good. Really good. I actually get more out of watching these after I've watched the official spotlight. Watch the official spotlight, and then it's really good to see Magic Cat use Fly's take on the spotlight as well, which I definitely prefer. The amount of time and effort it must take him to actually make these videos, yeah, really good videos. So, so funny. His videos are hilarious. So, bit of a mixed up one today. But hopefully you guys actually enjoyed part 2 on Kayn. Hopefully you enjoyed the actual login theme, his story, the review of his skins, his special interactions, and also the spotlight as well as the official spotlight. And if you did, feel free to let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and maybe also subscribe for more content like this. And I will see you guys in the next one.